Welcome to the Social University Podcast. We are so glad you're joining us today because we want to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and people just like you who want to build their business online. Listen, if we can do it, you can do it. So let's go.
Good morning. I'm Karen Taradis with Social U, and it is time for What's Up Wednesday, where we come to you live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central. And every time, I get this question probably more than any other. What's trending? What's popular? What do I need to know for next year? And that's what we're going to talk about. I probably enjoyed more than I should have going back and looking at last year's predictions and knowing that they were pretty accurate. So let's take a look today. We're going to examine some trends that are forecasted for 2024 and a couple of predictions for 2024. And of course, sadly, some of the stuff that I have been talking to you guys about for years is still important and still critical, and you really need to integrate it into your marketing plan. So let's go ahead and jump in. First and foremost, let's just kind of touch on predictions first. In case you guys are unaware or have been under a rock someplace, AI is here. It is here to stay. If you have not familiarized yourself with ChatGPT, now is the time. Bard is the Google version. Bard is much more up to date, but people are more familiar with ChatGPT. 318% increase in organizations' use of AI across the board. Conversely, it's used to support customer activity. And customer activity can be anything from the automated chat feature to blog writing, lots of different definitions for customer activity. But conversely, 62% of consumers are less likely to trust content if they know it's AI generated. So what does that mean to you? How do you interpret that? Well, you can use AI as a tool, but it cannot be the final frontier. You do have to put human hands on it. You do have to proof it. You do have to verify that the content is correct. But using it to find out keywords, using it to find out the best suggestions for hashtags, or looking for your competition, 100% great idea. Great idea. But you don't want to use it to just write a blog and not proof the blog and post it. You really have to do your own research on your own end. So the key takeaways for this prediction, you need to find out how your audience feels about AI, and you need to figure out what tasks you can use it for that are effective for you and your organization. For us, keywords, research, competition research, hashtags, great for us. Do I want it to write our blogs? No. Do I want it to do transcripts to make it easier to take a transcript from a video? Yeah, AI is perfect for that, but I wouldn't just turn it loose on a blog. Just don't do that. Second prediction for 2024, multiple platforms are hard to maintain. The average person logs into 7 different platforms a month. There are, 7 big ones that we post on because we're a social media agency. We post on every day. It takes a team of people to do that. I could not do that by myself. It's a lot. 58% of marketers feel that the pace in which networks release new information, updates, advertising features makes it almost impossible to keep up with. And brands are being much more selective about where they invest their time and their money. So what does that mean to you? It means you need to audit your online presence and figure out the top 2 to 3 platforms that are worth the ROI and invest in those. You cannot be all things to people. You don't want to be all things to all people. If everybody's happy, you're doing something wrong. It's okay for people to not like you. It's okay for people to not like your brand as long as you have a community that does. So audit your presence online and see what is working for you. If you're not getting there's truly one exception to that rule, and that's Facebook. Even if your Facebook stats are terrible, you just about have to have a Facebook page. I would tell you, if you don't have great stats on Facebook, yes, you want to shake up your posting, shake up your content, but you can't get rid of it. You have to have it because a big chunk of the population will check Facebook before they go to your website. So you do need to have a presence that's not stagnant or on pause on Facebook just because you have to. But that doesn't mean you have to invest 10 hours a week in Facebook. You might spend all of your time on TikTok, and that's totally okay. Just make sure that Facebook's covered, even if it's in the background. Get more skilled at cross-posting and recycling. And I'm going to talk to you guys more about recycling in January, but there are multiple tools that will streamline your recycling so you can take this piece of content, run it through a program, and then use it on another platform. So much easier than trying to come up with captions constantly and new content constantly. And again, from a company who posts on 7 platforms a day, we know how to recycle some content. That's what we do. So audit your presence to see what's working for your organization specifically and get more skilled at cross-posting and recycling. Okay, the third prediction is, and some of you guys are going to hate this, but buckle up, entertainment rules. I have said for years, you want to educate, inform, and entertain. I have said that repeatedly. Entertainment is winning. Seriously winning. 34% of consumers say that too much self-promotion is a major turnoff. 54%, 56% of people will unfollow you if you overpost. They hate it. And they don't want to be pounded on about buying your product. What they want is to laugh and be entertained with videos that they can share with their buddies or their colleagues. It's time. It's time to embrace that as a marketing tool. 56% of consumers also think that brands should be more relatable on social. So it can't just be this automatic or animated video. You have to put the social back in social media, and that means your face, that means your team, that means your mission. So in 2024, brands will be publishing more entertaining content on all the social platforms, so they can get more views, they can keep your engagement, and eventually get you to share the content. And if you keep doing what you have been doing with the same old stuff, it will not be as effective this year. When we start getting questions about what's working and what's not working, and why are my stats down? Well, are you posting a graphic that's got stats on it? It's not super engaging. You have to take a look at what's fun for people to watch. Your 2 takeaways from this prediction are: be transparent. Just be you. Stop trying to filter. Stop trying to polish. There are so many great brands out there and great creators who literally polish their personality out of their content, which I don't get. Just be you. People relate to you. I think the videos that we do where I go off book or accidentally sneeze or cough, I think it's relatable. I think people get it. You don't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. That rings true for a lot of business owners. And I would say your second takeaway is build your community so you can play the long game. You want a committed community. And I would much rather see you have 100 people who are just brand warriors, who love you, who will constantly refer you, than 1,000 followers who you paid that don't recognize your brand at all. Long game, entertainment, seriously. Okay, now let's talk about some of the trends that are being predicted, not just by me, but by other social media experts for 2024. Social platforms will continue to grow in popularity as independent search engines. For those of you guys, again, who've been maybe unaware of this, TikTok has surpassed Google and knocked it off the top as the search engine. The younger the participant, the more likely they are to search on a social platform versus searching on Google. If you're a senior citizen, Google is here to stay. Not a ton of folks who are older than 65 are going to make that conversion, but some will. So what does that mean to you as an organization? It means you need to be very aware of whichever platforms you're going to focus on, how the search engine works for those specific platforms, so you can tap into it and make it work for you. Longer videos are going to make a comeback. Don't go nuts. When I say longer, I don't mean 8 hours. I mean 2 to 5 minutes. Short form videos have been beaten into your head for multiple years. Short form, Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. We get it. Shorts. However, slightly longer videos are totally okay. And I think one of the big pushes for longer videos are people who are posting in multiple parts. That drives people crazy. I don't want to see 2 60-second videos. I want to see 1 2-minute video. And if the content's good, they'll watch it. And if the content's bad, they're not going to watch the second half anyway. So regardless, good content will always rise to the top, always. Experiment with what works for you. and people ask a lot, how long should my YouTube video be? It should be exactly as long as it takes you to get the information out and then be done. Do not rattle, do not use filler, do not use buffer, get to the point and get done with it. Seriously. Number 3, shares are going to outrank likes and comments. We're going to see if this holds true, because right now comments are still very valued on multiple platforms. But the prediction for 2024 is that shares are going to pass that in the algorithm. Ooh, I was almost wearing this tee. What does that mean to you? It means that if your content isn't entertaining, nobody's going to share it. Oh, Nicole's here. Hey, Nicole. Number 4. So again, let me just back up a second. If you want it shared, it needs to be entertaining. Entertainment value matters. And you absolutely cannot continue to purchase followers. It's going to tank you. Any platform that sees that you have 1,000 followers and only 1% is engaged with your content, it's going to assume the content's bad, you're bad, everything's bad, and it's not going to promote your content anymore. That being said, get better content. Okay, number 3. Oh, that was number 3. Number 4. Carousels and photo dumps are gaining popularity and forcing users to post more than one graphic or picture at a time. You guys know this on Instagram. Instagram's been pushing carousels for the last few months. It's going to continue to increase in popularity. So if you haven't stepped into carousel posting on Instagram, now is the time to do that. Number 5, TikTok is growing for shopping. Don't believe me? Log into TikTok, count how many seconds it takes you to see an ad, or good God, the TikTok shop. It's breaking my legs. Do I love the creators that do them? Of course I do. Do I want to see an ad every other video? No, I do not. So you're going to have to take that with a grain of salt. But TikTok is fast becoming the trend. Well, they're already the trend starter. If you want to know what's trending, it always starts on TikTok. It trickles down to Instagram, and then it goes to YouTube and Facebook last. I will get folks who will send me stuff on Facebook. Sorry, Mom, that I have seen on TikTok like a year ago. So if you want to know what's trending, start with TikTok and go from there. And keep in mind that TikTok is really leaning into the sales portion of their platform. They've been building it for free for several years, and now they're allowing their creators to make money. So ads are more and more prevalent. Okay, number 6. I can't tell you how excited I am that I was right about this about a year ago. Metaverse is still not here, and Lord willing, it will never be here. I am just not a big fan of the concept of Metaverse. People don't connect enough in real life, and you want them to, I mean, come on, if I'm going to be in an alternate reality, I don't want it to be an office cubicle. Who wants that? Nobody wants that. So hopefully it won't continue to progress. I know that a lot of times the platform owners get a wild hair and they really lock down X, Twitter. Give me a break. That's still a dumpster fire. So just take that again with a grain of salt. Metaverse isn't here yet. Thank goodness. And I don't think it's going to be huge in 2024. And if you guys remember, I told you to watch out about threads and watch out for Be Real. And they are, of course, no longer a thing. So you don't have to jump on all the trends. You need to sometimes wait and see what's going to work for you and your business before you jump in with both feet. And number 7, in the last one, video and AI had better be a part of your marketing plan for 2024. If you have not embraced video, you absolutely have to. And I hear people all the time, I just don't want to get in front of a camera. Well, that sucks to be you. It's time to step in front of a camera. People really relate to other people, so they need to see your face in your marketing plan. Now, there are, all kidding and sarcasm aside, there are ways to step up your plan to engage you on a level you are comfortable on before you absolutely have to get all the way in front of a camera. We are happy to help with that. So you just let us know if you need that. But these predictions and this information, a lot of this really comes back to what works for you, what works for your organization. And of course, we're here to help you. That's what we're here for. If you need an online presence audit, we can do that. We can make recommendations. Just let me know what you need. And I will be back to you guys in January. I think our office is going to be closed for the next 2 weeks. But I will be back in January. We're going to talk about planning for the new year. We are going to talk about some other things, organizational things to get you ready for 2024. Until next year, I hate to say next year, that's a dad joke. Until next time, I am Karen Taradas with Social U, and I'm here to help. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for the Social University podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Stay Social U, that's the letter U, and we will talk to you next week. Remember, you've got this. Thanks for joining us for the Social University podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Stay Social U, that's the letter U, and we will talk to you next week. Remember, you've got this.